Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and I really wanted to get you a closer look at the raw shell Cordovan Giant of the Fox. That's brand new. A little bit of a sneak preview of what's shipping out. I have a natural Chrome XL valet tray. We have a few different Giant of the Foxes, one in English tan Dublin, one in black Dublin, one in a new offering, the Color 8 Chrome XL. We have a Bugs Moran in natural Chrome XL. And we'll be getting to a 100% Color 8 shell Cordovan. But first, let's take a look at this Giant of the Fox. And this is a brand new offering for us in the raw shell. The raw shell is a leather that is designed purely for patina. Now, this will give you the best patina possible on essentially any leather. And that's because the shell Cordovan is a veg tan leather, and most veg tan leathers will develop a very nice patina over time. On any veg, you'll start to see the color change quite dramatically. So if you take a look here at my Fat Herbie, this is a raw shell Cordovan Fat Herbie that I wore for about a year. And this leather started off the same color as this one. So on the left here, this is a brand new raw shell Fox. But after about a year, you can really start to see the color develop and the patina happen on the leather itself, and it starts to turn a little bit more golden brown. This Herbie here looks a little bit more red, and it's definitely darker. But what I think is perhaps the coolest thing is you see the luster. Take a look at how it has a mild sheen to it when you start off new. When this is worn, it naturally will polish in your pocket. So you get this really beautiful, bright, shiny luster, and it actually develops layers of luster, which is very interesting. It's almost like there's two different steps of luster. There's a surface luster, which is probably the bright shininess you're seeing right now of the reflection there. But there's also a luster that comes from underneath and inside the leather, and it sort of makes this sandwich and depth of luster that I think is really cool. And that's a unique feature of any veg tan. But on the raw shell, the reason I like this so much is because the change is so dramatic. As you can see here, this is just a year of use. With more use, it will get even darker and shinier, which I just think is really, really cool. So if you're looking for one of these raw shell Foxes, they're now available on the site. You can check it out there. Let's take a look here at this little guy. This is a one-shot card holder, and this one is in the classic color number 8 shell Cordovan. I came up with this one for a true minimalist. I wanted to make a little card holder that would be nice for a front pocket wallet, or maybe you carry up to 6 or 8 cards on the inside. The more cards you put on the inside of this, it's a little bit more cumbersome to get at your cards. So for when I was using this, I like to use around 6 cards. I found that to be the optimal maximum, but you can stuff this with a lot of additional cards. The leather itself, again, because it's a veg tan, will conform around to anything you put inside of it. So you can fit a lot more in here. It just makes the cards coming in and out a little bit more cumbersome to use. And here's another piece of Color 8 shell Cordovan. This is that classic shell on our Lexington key case. And these are great if you got a couple traditional keys that you would like to put in a case to sort of keep your bag or keep your pocket from getting scuffed up by the keys themselves and keep them from jingling around. Essentially, just keep yourself organized. I like to carry one of these for 3 different keys, and they swivel from this post on the top. So you can fit 3 keys inside of here. They do not fit car keys, but things like house keys or maybe your back door, things like that, it's great to have these kept in one place. Up next here, this is one of our valet trays, and this is in the natural Chrome XL leather. The natural Chrome XL is very popular in the world right now. I'm actually wearing a pair of natural Chrome XL boots right now that I very much like. What's great about the natural Chrome XL on footwear is the leather is tanned in such a way that it will give it a little bit of stretch, and it starts to mold around your foot and makes for a very comfortable shoe. And in something like this valet tray, it's almost purely for aesthetics, because you're probably not grabbing the valet tray like this, but it does have this very nice look and color and a little bit of a luster to it as well. The natural Chrome XL is that very nice neutral taupe shade you might be able to see on the pull-up of this leather, and on the surface it gets a little bit darker, which again you can sort of pull up and flex that color to reveal some of the undertones like I'm doing here. And that's a characteristic called a pull-up effect, and that's unique to the Chrome Excel leather. On the inside here of our valet trays, we actually finish the unintended flesh side of the leather with a resin finish to sort of seal it off and give it a little bit of a cleaner look. All right, here's one of my favorite wallets. This is the Giant of the Fox in English Tan Dublin. And I just personally like this vibrant tan shade. It sort of reminds me of my favorite shell color, the amaretto shell. But on the Dublin, we have a little bit more of a waxy feel. It's a little bit, not sticky, but it has a bit of tacky grab to it because of that hard wax that has been finished onto the surface. And it's just a really nice, rich feel. The Dublin is also a veg tan leather, so this will mold and conform around anything you put inside of it, but it also does develop a nice luster. We see the color change a little bit darker, and the luster will also get a bit brighter. It starts off a little shiny, the Dublin, but it definitely gets brighter and more smooth the more you use it. And here's another Dublin wallet. This is a black Dublin Giant of the Fox, and I keep saying it, but the black Dublin is by far my favorite black leather in the world. From everything that I have seen, this is the only black leather that has any amount of natural character to it. And you might be able to see quite easily here what I'm talking about. Just that little bit of extra texture, the sort of natural look. When you see right down to the grain of the leather itself, it doesn't look like finish, it looks like leather. And a lot of times I like to make the analogy of wood. So if you were to take a piece of wood like the boards behind the table here, and you were to put a paint over it, that wood would look like paint, and you would not see down to the natural character in the wood. But if you were to put a more transparent stain on top of the wood, you'd still get all that natural character of the wood grain itself. And it's very analogous to finishing leather. That's why you're able to see the natural character in this Dublin, because we used an aniline natural finish as opposed to a pigment finish on the Dublin. All right, so here's that classic color number 8 again, but this time it's in a new offering on our Giant of the Fox. And this is color number 8 Chrome Excel. That very popular leather, Chrome Excel, is used all over the world. It's found in a lot of footwear, but back in the day, it was actually used for seals in motors and gaskets in World War I. Then they would use these leather seals on things like tanks and service trucks and things like that. So Chrome Excel has been around for a long time. It's got quite a great story. And they found out that it's really useful in footwear as well. It's a very comfortable leather. It just has a really great look. And back then, because of the amount of waxes and oils that are tanned into the leather in a process called hot stuffing, they started marketing this leather as self-polishing because there's so much wax and oil in it. All you really need to do is brush it to get that sort of bright, shiny, sleek look back. So it's a really cool leather, the Chrome Excel, and now we have it available in color 8 on our Giant of the Fox. So here's another natural Chrome Excel wallet, and this one is our Bugs Moran. I love the form factor of the Bugs Moran. It's just perfectly handheld, and this is a really great minimalist wallet if you like to carry your wallet in your front pocket. What's cool about the Bugs Moran, although there is no bill slot on the outside, on the back, it just has this really cool, sleek look. It's a really nice, clean appearance on the outside. But you might wonder, where am I going to put my cash? And that's what this is all about on the inside here, these two larger slots. This slot on the left and the slot on the right here. Those two slots will fit US dollars folded in half quite well, and the wallet still folds nicely in half. In addition to the cash that you can hold, you can put cards in each of those as well. So this is a nice, full function minimalist wallet. And in the natural Chrome Excel, I really like this leather. All the leather I like, but the natural Chrome Excel and all the Chrome Excel has this really rich feel. So something like this without the bill slot on the outside, it gives you a great opportunity just to get like a really good hand feel on a nice piece of leather. Last up today, this is another color 8 piece, but this is the color 8 shell Cordovan. And what's really special about this one is we've got color 8 on the inside and color 8 on the outside. And look at how bright and shiny and smooth this shell is. It's very much mirror-like. Take a look at that. That's awesome. On the inside, what's really challenging for us to do is to make the 100% shell wallets. And that's because we need to pick naturally thin pieces of leather for all of these interior pieces. If you take a look, there's so many layers of leather that if you were to use the regular stuff, like we use on this exterior piece here, you'll see right there, it's a little bit thicker than all of these other pieces on the inside. If we were to use the normal stuff, this wall would be at least twice as thick, maybe 3 times as thick. So it takes a little bit of extra effort and patience for us to pick the naturally thin pieces of shell for the inside of the wallet. Now, a lot of places like to thin down their leather. We don't like to do that. All shells are random in their thickness. They tend to be around 2 to 2.5 millimeters thick. And for a wallet like this, we need pieces that are about 1 millimeter. And we do see the shells taper off on some shells towards that 1 millimeter that we want, or actually 1 to 2 millimeters would be a better range. But they're rare. About 5 or 10% of all the shells we get have any amount of area that's able to be cut on the inside of a Johnny the Fox like this. So when we're able to get them, it's a really special thing, and we're not able to make a lot. So this is going out to a really special customer. Thank you so much for supporting us with this Johnny the Fox. Can't wait for you to have it. Everybody else that's picked up something today, you'll be getting it soon. Thank you guys again for supporting us. If you have any questions about the raw shell, I think this is really cool. I mean, just the way that it wears in, it's really special. And every time I look at this wallet now, I just realize that it's got my style sort of into it now inherently. And that's just a really cool feature of the raw shell Cordovan. So thanks again, everyone, and take care.